Hello and welcome to another Ikoria traditional draft. Pack 1, we see this Ikoria. It's always cool to companion, although Ikoria, I hear, has a worse win rate as a companion than a card in your deck, but it's still a sweet card in your deck. So I'm taking that, and we may companion it, we may not. Pick 2 Zenith Flare. Well, I would have picked Zenith Flare pick 1 over Ikoria, and I'll still pick it over Ikoria here. We'll see if this is open. There's a healer and a marmoset in this pack, so we're not cutting this off from downstream quite yet, but let's see what happens. The person passing to us just took the rare. I watch a decent amount of Ben S, and he said there's probably like 10 rares he'd take over Zenith Flare. So Ikoria is not one of them, I believe. I think I'll take this Marmoset over the Lord Rakkus. Lord Rakkus getting back Zenith Flare is sweet, but I kind of want to cut off the cycling deck, hopefully stake my claim here. There was a memory leak in the last pack too. Memory leak versus Drannith Healer. Drannith Healer is a card that I am more likely to want to cast, so we'll grab that. We'll put this Ikoria in our sideboard for now. And I'm very happy to take Ominous Seas here. There are two 1-cost cyclers here, but this is a payoff as well as a card recycling. And we've taken it early enough, we can maybe grab a couple duels, or maybe even be red-blue cycling. There's a lot of possibilities here. There's 3 cycling cards in this pack, 4 counting this, so seems like a good sign. That being said, there's 0 in this pack. I think Friendship is probably the card I'm most likely to play. Maybe a red-blue tempo-y deck. Yeah. Here there's a Snare Tactician still. That's great. So we'll get the Snare Tactician over here. Gonna do something like that. Alright. Cycling 2, Cathartic Union, card that I always want a copy of in this deck. That being said, I think we could pick Cathartic Reunion up later. I'd rather cut off these cyclers, and Reconnaissance Mission might be a card that we could even cast. At least the person immediately to our right knows they passed us the Zenith Flare, so probably is staying out of cycling. Take the second Friendship. Light of Hope is a card that actually there's a lot of enchantments you want to kill, and sometimes a lot of situations where +1/+1 counter is relevant. I'm actually going to take this Tranquil Cove for casting Ominous Seas. I kind of hope not to play this card, but we'll leave it in the main for now as we build the deck. We will take the Cycling 2 card that we're more likely to cast over over the green Cycling 2 card, as well as the Divine Arrow. I'm definitely comfortable playing a couple removal spells in the cycling deck, but I would hope for them to be things like Fire Prophecy. I think I'm just going to pick this Light of Hope up. There's a Cathartic Union, sweet. But yeah, we'll just put these over here for now. So we ended up taking payoffs over cards with cycling 1, and now we've got a few cyclers here though. We're just not the only person drafting this at the table, but we got the Snare Tactician. Was that pick 7, and there were still some cycling cards this and this left in the pack a little later, so I think that this is still where we want to be. This card's alright. Like it. Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm taking. So you can play more like red-blue spells and stuff. This gets very good. I just want a cycling 1 card here. I like Rooting Moloch as a card that you can cast that can get back something like a Lava Serpent, or like go for blood for another fight. It's a good card. So do I want Rooting Moloch, or do I want a cycling 1 card? These cards are all blue too, but I really want to be able to cast Snare Tactician. I don't really want to be splashing it. I think I'd rather have Go for Blood over Startling Development. I'll just take it over Moloch. That's fine. Flame Spill, I'm alright with having in this deck. Otherwise, a second Cathartic Reunion. We'll just grab this Flame Spill. Just grab this Fire Prophecy over a couple cycling 2 cards. Grab this Marmoset. So we're looking less all-in cycling here. Possibly more like we're red-blue casting a decent amount of these spells. Shredded Sails is a good card that I like to have for its modality. Can pick off a lot of relevant cards with it. So we can take this Tranquil Cove. I think we'll take Drannith Healer instead. Fight is 1 in the red-white cycling deck has done a lot for me. I think that's still our main game plan. It's red-white, with being open to being red-blue, and maybe just splashing only Flare. Probably playing this Tactician too, even if it is splash. Fight is 1, saving Tactician and Marmoset. It's pretty sweet. So we'd like this red-white duel. I think we like a cycling card a little more. Right now we have 8 total. I think I'll just grab this Farfinder. I don't love it, but we'll be happy to have it if we draft an Ultimatum or something. So hoping we'll see more cyclers coming from the other direction. Channel Force is kind of like another Cathartic Reunion type effect. Or, yeah, take that for now. Not sure that we're going to play that or not. But. take this cycler. It's definitely the first cycler on the chopping block, though. I'm just going to take the lockdown for vault progression. Maybe second Light of Hope, but I really don't want to have two of those in my deck. Yeah, we'll just take this Capture Sphere. Probably not playing it. Take the duel for sure. Alright. Well, we're not playing Kogla, Starks, or Bloodcurdle. Those all seem like quite good cards. Pack one, pick one. We'll take the Stranded Stinger and actually be pretty happy about it. Hoping to cast that out, overcycling it, and there is a Valiant Rescuer. So, again, we're hoping we get paid off more from this direction as we did in pack one. So I'm just going to end up with another Bloodcurdle. Nice. We'll take this Rescuer, again hoping to cast it. Take this Snare Tactician. So things look much better from this direction. Get some of these stinky blue cards out of here. Let's fight as one. Could go here or curve. So now we have 2 Tactician, 2 Marmoset, Rescuer, Stinger. I think I'd rather have, almost definitely rather have cards that can cycle, especially cheaply, over more payoffs. Of course, this Stinger does both. Don't really have eyes for anything else in the pack at this point. Take a Drain of Healer. So it looks like our next pack's coming up here. This pack's gone really well for us so far. So expecting to keep getting hooked up for the next couple picks. And we see Marmoset, Healer, another Fire Prophecy, and Go for Blood, as well as this Mythos, which I'm always happy to play. I think I'd rather be splashing blue than black. It's a very powerful card. I think I'm supposed to take a Cycler over Fire Prophecy. Fire Prophecy is so good, even in these cycling decks. I have yeah. I do think I'm supposed to take a cycler there. I don't have as many cyclers, especially cheap ones, and I have 2, 4, 7 payoffs. So I think that's right. And here I end up with another payoff. So I hope some more cyclers come around. But these 2-mana cyclers are definitely staying in the deck. This is another card that could be a payoff. There's another 1-mana cycler. Awesome. We're not playing any of these cards. Stick the rare for gems. So we're looking at 28 cards here. Man, really? The disrespect. I absolutely love this card. 28 cards. Probably cut at least 2 lands. We need to cut 3 cards. We need to cut 4 cards at this point. And those 4 cards will be this Farfinder for sure. So for cycling cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 total cards that can turn this Marmoset, or I mean this Wolverine on, as well as a couple more here. I'd love to have more Startling Developments, Frostveil Ambush type cards to really be happy with this Wolverine. That way it could be, you can play it on turn 3 and it can do its thing. For where you've only paid, 3 or 4 mana to get your 3 spells in the graveyard instead of 6 plus. Alright, just get that reorganized. Hoping to cast this, hoping to cast this. I'll put this here because, I would like to cast it, but this will be cycled more often. Cut a bunch of these. So 6, 6, 2. That's 12. We need 2 or 3 more lands. Of 14, 7, 7, 8, 7, 15, 6 1-mana cyclers, cut 2 lands, could cut 1 more land, max, and so how many cyclers does this leave us with? I'm counting for Zenith Flare, so I'll count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay, so I'm happy enough, taking at least 1 uncastable. I could take both of the uncastable 2-mana cyclers out, but then we're making things like, we have triple Snare Tactician. So I actually think Wolverine isn't great for the reasons I was saying before. We have less we have a lot of creatures with cycling, not instants or sorceries. Kind of have to weigh the value of cards that aren't payoffs, that don't cycle. So kind of these 3, kind of this, but I'm not cutting that. So should we cut any of these for a cycling card? And should we cut a land for another cycling card? None of our cards have double color cost, and we have 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we definitely want more red mana than white mana, or even. Although we can cast these out too. Don't love to though. I really do like how Fight as One plays out in these decks. Fire Prophecy is cheap, can help you with the flood. Flame Spell is just very efficient, but so I feel like if I cut any of these cards, it's either Flame Spill or Fight as One. Kind of would like to cut neither. So 13, 15. Go ahead and go to 14 lands and just put, kind of is not relevant which one of these 2-mana cyclers back in. So we only have 1 2-mana cycler in the board, Spell Eater Wolverine. That's kind of it. Alright, so this is the deck we're going to run. Get in there. Of course, we'll play first. We'll keep this hand. Pass the turn. Go ahead and cycle on their turn. Try to draw into a payoff for cycling. There's one of those. Pass the turn. I am going to cycle here because I have this Cathartic Reunion to get me through land clumps. Alright, so they may have an Essence Scatter. I'm just going to play this out anyway. Make them have it. I'd rather have Marmoset eat the removal than Valiant Rescuer, which we will cast out now. We have no 1-mana cycling cards in hand, so we can't cycle on our turn and their turn. So we'll just pass. Red, white, green, blue. That's a lot of colors. Okay. Cycle this snare. Get our 1/1, draw a card. Draw another snare. Go to combat, hit for 4. We'll play out this Tranquil Cove to have a blue source, but we'll be holding future lands for Cathartic Reunion. Play an Oricorn. Cycle this for Reconnaissance Mission. Should have cycled on my turn to get an extra 1/1. Just gonna pass here. So we will go ahead and attack with these 1/1s. We can trade a 1/1 token and a Fire Prophecy for this Oricorn. So that's gonna happen. Get rid of this mountain, replace it with another. So this time around, what do they have? Okay. So they probably have a bunch of mutate stuff. I'm going to cycle this snare. Play another land to cycle again. No, I'm just going to pass. Once I see a bunch of colors, I'm already thinking people are trying to play all their mutate cards, but they are not. What is... okay. Red, white, blue, but then why this? Okay, but maybe they're just Jeskai and they have the clone something. If you paid red-green, it also fights. That's my current guess on where they're at. And this crystal could just be for fixing, but also to ramp to an ultimatum. This Oricorn feels out of place, or the Snare Tactician. Alright, all that being said, I'm going to fire off this Cathartic Reunion, ditch some lands, find out what this fresh 3 looks like. Of course, draw Omnises off of the Fight is Won. Go to combat. Attack with this Valiant Rescuer. So our creature will still be indestructible, so we just traded Fight is Won for Hampering Snare. I'm fine with that. And we still got plenty of game left. I'm going to cast this Ominous Seas out. Opponent only has 2 cards left in hand. Thunderbane, good against our Rescuer. Yeah. Good against our Stinger too. Double Thunderbane. Okay. Well, that doesn't feel great. Go for blood. So do I cast Stinger out? They can just eat it for free with Thunderbane. Double Thunderbane. We have 2 Snare Tacticians and a Marmoset that all don't die to a single trigger. I'm kind of going to bank on them not having a ton of cycling. Maybe they're, yeah, a little weaker. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and cycle. And we don't have a way to ditch lands anymore, do we? So we'll play that out. Pass the turn. Alright, alright. They don't target the Stinger, but they will. They don't target the Stinger at all. Ah, there's the target the Stinger. Alright, there's a Flame Spill. So, yeah, we can Shredded Sails this crystal. I just realized now I don't think that would do us any good. Are they do they have multiple duels that just touch green just to possibly cast the Worm? Well, I think we just cycle. So I should have cycled, got another point with Drannith Healer there. Or Drannith Stinger. We're definitely casting Snare Tactician. We definitely should Flame Spill something. So I guess we Flame Spill one of the Thundermanes, because then they have to cycle 2 cards to kill Tactician with Thunderbane. And pass to hold up some mystery. Sucks that the Snare Tactician can just tap down our 8/8. Why are they playing Majestic Oracorn? Yep, they have the payoffs here. There's Zenith Flare. We absolutely have to cast. Go ahead and pass here. So they have Fire Prop, they have Narset? Okay. So plus their Narset ults. At 6. Must start at 4 plus to 5. They don't cycle anything. They don't even attack? I have 6 life. I mean, do I still have to cast the Zenith Flare? I mean, I really don't want to. So I won't. I don't know. So now I can pass. Cycle, tap. I probably have to cast Zenith Flare. But okay, opponent draws with Narset now. Didn't last turn. And they discard a land. They play a land. Okay. So they're going to go to combat. We have to tap. We have to tap down Marmoset, I guess. So another Snare Tactician. We have Ominous Seas up. So we pass. We only have one card in hand. Alright, so still don't have to Zenith Flare. Go to combat. Attack Narset. Opponent chumps to protect Narset. Alright. This is feeling much better. Go ahead and pass the turn. Okay, opponent gets another free card off Narset. They just had to sack a card to protect Narset. So they definitely don't have something that costs 8. So they do have Mythos of Illuna. We called it. So here's what happens. So this spell targets. So if we kill the target response, they don't get one. So by Zenith Flaring our 8/8, we could fizzle that, but we don't need to. We can Zenith Flare their 8/8 before it fights. So I guess that's what we do. So make an 8/8. They choose a target for it to fight. So now's a good time to spin the Zenith Flare. So no fight happens. They agree that our play was nice. So now we have 17 life. Man, Zenith Flare, what the heck. And they have 25 though, so. So we only have 9 cards left in our deck. So we get to tap both their creatures with 1 cycle. Get a card, or get another point there. So Tactician there, Kraken there. Do we send the second Tactician at Narset? Don't believe we need to. So we'll attack like that. And we will... With only 8 cards left in deck, I feel like we need to cast Drannith Stinger out. We still have 2 healers, 4 lands, Tactician Marmoset. Alright. Might have been wrong to play this out. Because this represents tap both their dudes, hit them for 12. Yeah, we can just brick off drawing lands. We do have an 8/8 though. And they have to get lucky on what they draw. Alright, but they can tap it. Okay. And that's part of, yeah, okay, so I'm happy with this Stinger play after considering their Tactician tapping our things down. Play out that land. So, I mean, if I hate, in a way, that I was right, that they had both Inspired Ultimatum and Mythos of Illuna, it feels good to be able to read that off just their mana, but, plus their crystal, but it feels bad because those are both really good cards. But they had it, we still have less cards in deck than them, and they have a Heed Bonder with exactly Auricorn as their only other vigilance creature. And they're 100. No, they're not 100% tapped out. They have this Ravaging Crystal, so we won't block with our Snare Tactician. And they killed our other Snare Tactician, and gained 5 life, and drew 5 cards, and gained another life. Alright. So, they threaten to have a cycling card on this attack, so they probably have one to tap or 8/8 down. No attacks. Play this land. Okay, so what do we need to happen here? We need our lands to be at the very bottom of our deck. That's definitely part of it. We'd like to draw the Snare Tactician next, and then Healer, and kind of get him that way. I swing with everything because I can trade Dranith Stinger in a double block. They have to have something, but I have 16 life. Do I have to? So I can double block with Tactician and Stinger on their Tactician, and if they don't have anything, they just trade Tactician for Stinger, which isn't awful for them, but it's pretty good for us with this 8/8. But I have to imagine they have something with 5 cards in hand, and they clearly also know that Tactician's good against our 8/8. We'll go ahead and make the block anyway, so I'm not confident in our ability to win with... Alright, that actually doesn't do anything. Well, it does. It makes our Tacticians trade. What was that? Cycling Sandworm. Okay. So now our Tacticians trade. I keep the Stinger. What's going on now? Why isn't this tapped? That's irrelevant. They just targeted a tapped creature. Okay. So if I attack, they let it through. They go to 14 life. They attack with Marmoset. They only have to block Marmoset regardless. If I don't attack, they attack with Marmoset anyway, and if they cycle 3 cards, I'm pretty dead. They have to have 3 cards to cycle. If they cycle 3 cards, they're down in the... Alright, so I'm going to pass. Right now they deck first. What? First of all, they have these in their cycling deck, but second of all, they're quite good in this situation. And that is another vigilance creature too. This tapper is clearly an issue. I've got to cast... so if I didn't cast that, I make an 8/8 a turn earlier, but then I don't have that card. This is tough. So opponent has another Snare Tactician. So they've got 2 Tactician, 2... Okay. I mean, I'm assuming they're just going to tap down our board and swing and kill us. But to do so, they have to cycle if they want to do it with Snare Tactician. Of course, Checkpoint Officer can tap 2 things. Run attacks like that. We have to make this 8/8, but it's getting tapped by Checkpoint Officer before blocks. And then Let's see. Stinger is less important than healer at this stage in the game. And so blocking like that leaves me at 1 life. Correct? Play out our card, pass the turn. Opponent has 1 card left in library, right? Okay. We have 2. Well, we just play this. I believe. So not playing that would have meant that we could tap something with Snare Tactician, but then we'd have 1 less blocker, so it's the same situation, right? So now they have 4 attackers for 4 blockers. And had we cycled, that would have lost us the game. Alright. They just decided to show us Shark Typhoon. Awesome. That was an excellent game. Alright, so I mean I don't have much I can change, right? I could add this card if I felt like I wanted another Cathartic Reunion effect. Can add the Wolverine. It's another card that dies to Savai Thundermane. They didn't show us any of the enchantment that cycles in terms to a 5/4 trample. That's the main reason I would cycle that card, or put that card in. The Light of Hope, that is. So, yep, we're just going to run it back. Yeah, I think them giving us some room to hold up on Zenith Flare and protecting their Planeswalker kind of helped us get there. Yeah, I love this hand. It's got both their colors, it's got 3 lands. I'm on the play, although I just won, so they just put me on the play. I feel like they can't be right. Maybe it is. Do we play out Drain of Healer here? I'm kind of for it. Yeah. Bit of attacks. Do that. I mean, Checkpoint Officer is just a much worse Snare Tactician in a Cycling deck. So if I attack with Snare Tactician, what does opponent do? I guess I'm just gonna go for blood the Checkpoint Officer here. I could also tap the Snare Tactician, get in, and draw. Maybe that's better. Because I need to get through my deck. I need to get a bunch of cyclers in my yard. There we go. Like, I kind of want them to spend mana on Checkpoint Officer. Cast Reconnaissance Mission out there? Okay. So we're flooded on lands, which is another reason to cycle the go for blood to try to get through this. I mean, I can only ditch 2 lands anyway, so I'm going to play another one out. If I attack... I think I'm just supposed to jam. It's Marmoset, because who blocks the Marmoset when your cycling opponent has a full hand? Double Snare Tactician. Man, that does not look good. We need to draw something. Oh, I said I would play a land and then I didn't. I don't think that'll hurt us too much, but definitely could have played a land last turn. Why would opponent make this attack? Oh, they're being fancy about it. That's fine. Yeah, they're 2 Snare Tacticians. Now they draw 2 cards. They do have 13 life. So I'm hoping card advantage is going to be less important this game. I really just want to draw a card with cycling. I drew a land. So if we draw a card with cycling there, we tap their Snare Tactician, we get in with all of our creatures as it is. Swing in with these 2. No blocks. Almost wonder if I should have attacked with Draenith Healer too. It puts another card with cycling in my yard as well. Of course, attacking means opponent's not forced to tap. But I don't necessarily need to deal any more points of damage with my creatures if I can just draw through some cyclers. Yeah, it almost feels like what's 2 more cards now at this point. So opponent passes with all their mana up. Go to combat. Force opponent to do something. Tap Marmoset. No cycles. Alright, cycle. Tap down both of our creatures. So merits to cycling on their turn as we get to Tactician down their creatures on their turn. Merits to cycling on our turn as we can cast out something like Valiant Rescuer or Snare Tactician or Marmoset. I feel like the tapping their stuff down is more important than those couple non-instant effects. Okay, they cast a Thundermane. Let's go ahead and cycle. Tap down. A Snare Tactician. So many lands. Alright. It's good we tap down the Tactician because they want to tap with their Officer. Their life total is getting kind of low. Alright, it's our turn. That is a cycler. Let's go to combat. Of course, they just have to cycle once. So they could have attacked with Checkpoint Officer, because they have the mana to do that. Is there any reason to cycle right now? I don't think so. Man, they're gaining 2 life there. We're getting more and more out of it this game. Definitely play out this lands, because hopefully we just hit a huge string of cards with cycling. Only have 5 lands left in our deck. So it's just still a 1 in 20. Alright, so they're going to combat. So when we cycle, we'll just tap down that because it hits the hardest. So here's our huge string of cycling. So go Fire Prophecy, Checkpoint Officer. I'd much rather Fire Prophecy, Snare Tactician. I'm gonna see. So they can attack with Officer. I can play Narset, which gains them life, which I don't like. I really... Okay, so they're drawing. They discard, they kill Marmoset. Oh, okay. They kill Checkpoint Officer, they cycle, probably cycle and use Thundermane to gain more life. So I need to kill Thundermane? Yeah, that's where I'm at, I think. Of course. That's alright. You can see another card. Play a Marmoset. Yeah. Oh, this is a tough one. Sure. Yeah, we don't want them gaining life. Yeah, so yep, feels like the only way we can win this game is by our opponent decking themselves. I should have Cycle Coordinated Charge, although I'm heavily considering casting Zenith Flare at this point. Opponent may not know that this reconnaissance mission is in May. So do we Zenith Flare here? Alright. Chooses not to draw off either reconnaissance mission. Discards Heat Bonder. Yep, go ahead. Oh, opponent's back at 20 life. So yeah, life gain is very good against this kind of cycling deck I'm playing, especially when you're kind of trying to Zenith Flare for the last 10 plus damage. Looks like they're killing Granite Stinger, but they had to draw a card to do it. I could have cast Coordinated Charge to save Granite Stinger there. We really want them to have to cycle for Snare Tacticians. They have this Checkpoint Officer. Could have killed Officer instead of Thundermane. Okay. We're still figuring it all out here. Opponent choosing to draw. I mean, that's our hope, is that they deck, so I guess we're happy that they draw. Not that I think I can beat their board. Flame still, it's a start. So I can't deal this to Narset. Should I cycle Coordinated Charge? Alright, so they're going to tap the Checkpoint Officer. Well, I've got to kill this Marmoset now, right? It kills me too quickly. I just never get to block again with these cards. So I think we're going to go on to a game 3. And as close as these games have been, it'll probably be another good one. There's 5 cards left in their deck. Play out the Valiant Rescuer, make a blocker. Their hand's just completely full. They even have Blade Banish in their deck with our Prickly Marmoset as the only target. Alright, it's safe to concede now. It's probably safe to concede earlier, but there we were dead. So they put us on the play, but I think we want to be on the play. I think that's our best bet, and we just need to knock them down before they stabilize. So many cards drawn. Alright. What do we want? Valiant Rescuer on 2? Or Ominous Seas? Well, I can't put the sand back, but I really would like a powerful 2-drop. Fire Prophecy is. I'm going to play Grandis Healer. I can clear the blocker, so it's a better source of damage. We'll attack, blocks, play Marmoset, planning to Fire Prophecy the Officer. And now we have Fight as one that can target both of our creatures. So how do we want to sequence our hand from here? Kind of just want to play Snare Tactician. Yeah. You know, I should have attacked with Marmoset. I really should have attacked with Marmoset before I played Snare Tactician. Alright, so I can cycle and tap down their Heed Bonder. If I attack with everything, how would they block? If they block Heed Bonder on Healer and nothing else, that's pretty annoying. I think it's worth the risk on that. So they did do that. So we can trade Healer Fire Prophecy to finish it off. Yeah. And guess we'll put a cycling 2-card back. And we'll end our turn. We really wanted to point that at Snare Tactician. Maybe that was a bad attack. Okay, they're attacking with Snare Tactician. That's fine. Sure. Go to combat. They tap down Marmoset. That's fine. We hit. Alright, we want to tap on their turn. Alright. Alright. So we will cycle this and tap their tapper. Pass. They decide they want to get frisky. They hit with both their guys. My turn. Go to combat. Cycle. Yeah. Yeah, I misplayed. Alright. Do we want 6 mana? I mean, I'm gonna cycle this. I'm gonna cycle this and tap their tapper again. I mean, it can like gain me 6 life. Alright, not playing the land. This match has taken forever. It's been very back and forth. Alright. Same business. Let's tap down. Checkpoint officer. It's just they have the Snare Tactician, so I can't hit with the Prickly Marmoset. Flame Spill is my only way to get rid of it. That was terrible to Fire Prophecy that. I just compounded my mistake. I threw in my 2/2 and then I decided I needed to do that, and that was just wrong. So that's something to try not to do. Alright, let them hit for 4. They'll cycle on my turn, tap Marmoset. I only have 3 cards. They have enough cyclers. They have a Perimeter Sergeant in their deck. Opponent just has these weird cards in their deck. So they have 1 card. Okay, so they are tapped out. So I get to kill Narset. If I want. Here. But then they get to hit me for a decent amount. We'll tap your 3/2. What do we draw? Stinger. Cast Stinger. Alright, I really want to tap their Perimeter Sergeant, so I'm going to swing both of my creatures at their Narset instead of cycling again. Alright, we'll end our turn. We're holding up Fight as 1 and Imposing Venusaur. I can block with Fight as 1 up. So we'll tap there. This could be good. You could also blow me out. Am I going to go for it? So if I'm going to go for it, you definitely do it after blocks. That way they at least don't get the 2 points in. Oh, I'm They're gonna have Fire Prophecy. Please don't. Please just have a cycling card. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. We got them to fire that off when they're obviously doing a go wide thing this game. So we can... So that doesn't blank their attack. So they hit for 3, 6, 9, 11. They'll only hit for 3 if I Hampering Snare. If I actually cast it. Alright, I think I need to block and Hampering Snare. I can't block. Okay. Let's see what happens. I can block with one thing. So if I block Perimeter Sergeant, Hampering Snare. Not attack my checkpoint officer. Yeah. Okay, so block here. Cast Hampering Snare. Opponent has such powerful cards in their deck. They have powerful rares in the Mythos and the Ultimatum. So I really just don't want this game to go on any longer. Alright. I can hit them. I could cycle this and deal 1 damage plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can deal 9 total that way. If I cycle into another card with cycling, that's 12. So I have to cycle into 2 more cards with cycling to get there this turn. Is that worth the risk? Because I can also try to play a long game, play out the Valiant Rescuer. I think I need to cycle this. So I can also cycle on their turn. I'm going to cycle it. I think this is risky and I don't know if it's right, but come on. Resolve all that. Alright. So what can we do with a Prickly Marmoset now? Hit with that. Pass. Do I need to gain this life? I need to be able to cast Cathartic Reunion if I draw it. Opponent passes. Okay. That's good. Opponent taps a Marmoset. Get in with our Marmoset. Pass. Oh, they could just Ultimatum our face. They have 2 Perimeter Sergeants. Okay. We didn't see any of those in the past couple of games. Okay. How does this go? So I don't want to cast this. I do want to cycle it. I'm going to cycle it to see what I'm going to draw into. Double Tactician. I have to Tactician before I draw. We'll tap this. Alright, so we tap these 2. I think that's it. I don't know what their last 2 cards are, but... Oh, man. What a stressful game. Alright, that was awesome. We navigated our way through that game. I'm so glad we decked them in the first game. That was really cool. Alright. Yeah, let's just get into the next game. Alright, and we're in match 2. Of course, we want to be on the play. Again, we're keeping 3 lands with both colors. And we'll start with the mountain. We're not going to cycle anything. We've got cards we want to play before we cycle. We've got lands to play them. We only have to show them one color, so with that mountain. Get the stinger out. Next turn, almost definitely playing Snare Tactician. Opponents on Ikoria, they can't have Essence Scatter or Divine Arrow. We'll get Snare Tactician out. I think we're very well positioned against Ikoria, especially since we have 3 Snare Tacticians. And on 3 mana, I think we're still good to attack. Could cast out Dranathealer. That actually feels right given that I have 2 other cyclers in hand. And Snare Tactician on board to tap their blockers. So they had no turn 3 play either. Right. Cycle, tap their blocker. Combat, hit for 6, put opponent to 8. Get our blue source in play. Opponent smartly plays a card that puts multiple blockers in play. We will wait to cycle so we can get Marmoset triggers. Cycle. Give a bajillion triggers. Swing for lethal. Oh, we needed a game like that after the last match. Again, I think that we're really well set up against Ikoria style decks, and we're just going to run it back. Sand's a little weaker, doesn't have a red source. I'm not mulliganing it, I don't like this one nearly as much. Opponent mulligans twice. Opponent mulligans 3 times. Wow. We've drawn a red source. Alright, we'll play tap land on 1. We're just going to cast a Dranathealer into it, I think. Get some pressure on the board. We'll cast Dranath Stinger this turn. See if opponent plays anything. Okay, they're going to kill Stinger. Get Cycle Healer in response. I'd much rather have a better threat in a Snare Tactician or Prickly Marmoset and casting out another Dranathealer. You know they have, a blocker that can block a 2/2. So I'll cycle in response so I get the sting. Alright, we'll play Dranathealer with Dranathealer. Combat. So I have the option to cycle the Suffocating Fumes before deciding if I want to cast Drain of Healer out. Yeah, I think it's right to cast this out because I'm going to Fire Prophecy next turn. And then I'm going to swing for 4. Oh, they don't have a 4th land. Interesting. It's still true. Oh, that was hasty of me. I could have just Hampering Snared and saved my removal spell for a better card there. In fact, the better card that's sitting in their hand. Alright, so I can use a Hampering Snare now. I will cycle 1 though. It's funny how high my life total is. So again, I won't make the same mistake here. I'm just going to cast out a Hampering Snare to make this trade. Trade Snare for Frostlinks. And hold up Flame Spill to cast on their turn. Alright, well. This is... I'm going to cast this Chord. I need to charge this game. Weird game. I think I am. This is just kind of like a 4 damage Lava Axe, but it's putting them to 4. I have a Flame Spill in hand. Of course, hold the land for this Cathartic Reunion. They're going to play a 4-3. I'm going to Flame Spill it. They'll play a Day Squad Marshal. So I can Flame Spill the 1-1 and then attack. Have lethal. Ooh. Opponent mulliganed a lot. So, you know, when we first picked that Kruga, as I was saying, it appears that companioning it is worse for your win percentage. Especially, yeah, you want a bunch of Frostlinkses, and you absolutely have to be playing cards on 3. I wonder how many lands opponent was running. When you have your guaranteed 5-drop, it's a card advantage, like huge card advantage engine. Like you want to run like, I don't know, 19 lands in a companion Kruga deck. Of course, we're gonna play first. We'll keep this. We have turn 1 play in our tap land, turn 2 play with Drain a Stinger. So this is the finals. We're 2-0, sweet. Man, that first match was draining, and the second one was not. Right. Probably some sort of mutate thing. Might also just be a green-black kind of grindy deck. Yeah, my gut said green-blue mutate or Sultai mutate. So, yeah, over this Flame Spill, I would probably rather have like a Blade Banish. Ooh, that's an excellent card to draw at this point in the game. So, opponent holding up Essence Scatter mana. I don't think there's other stuff they can really do here. I'm not too worried about. They could give this +1/+3 and a reach counter, which would trade, which would be good. But I'm still trading 1 card for 1 card there. Yeah, I'm just going to play Ominous Seas into Essence Scatter mana. Although, there's a good chance they cycle a Sandworm end of turn or something. Or play a Wilt Dag Nabbit. Yep, that's fine. I love that you get to main deck Naturalize in this format. It feels so good to cast it. My opponent's probably so happy that they got to spend their mana. They're probably going to just cycle Wilt or something. Are they stuck on 2 lands? Sure looks like it. This 2/2 is not doing anything. There we go. Snare Tactician, excellent against the mutate deck. So yeah, we'll just see if they block. And they do. Sure. Snare Tactician. So now they have Symbiote, so their mutates are cheaper. Can maybe mutate. Grab a land. That mutate costs 3, so it'll cost 2 now. Is that 3/4? Alright. Opponent still has not drawn a land. So I could cast Coordinated Charge. I don't think that is what I want to do. And I think I just tap Symbiote and smack him. They definitely have something they can do. There's a pause here. Can't mutate Shore Shark yet. You can mutate Octopus. Alright, yeah, we'll just get in here. I think I might be casting this game. Probably not, but maybe. So I will play out that land. What do you have, opponent? I do have the Octopus. So, yep, we'll definitely be cycling to tap that down, which they probably are expecting. Of course, if I don't have anything to cycle, getting draw a card is good on this, and more importantly, though, they get to loot, and they have two draws for a land here. Found one. Thieving Otter, Octopus kind of deck. Expecting Dreamtail Herons. Maybe Wingspan Mentor. Alright, so now is our point where we need to cycle. Keep them from drawing more cards. Pass. Play this, cycle, hit for 6, put opponent to 4. This, play this, cycle, play this. Can cycle this. Only hit them to 6. Okay. Play this. Just play this out. Cycling it seems pretty powerful. Cycle, tap, tap, hit for 4, opponent goes to 6. Pass. I'm going to take this route. Opponent probably has the Heron or something. There's no reason to cycle here. Okay. We'll cycle there. Or tap there and there. 1/1. So if I attack with everything they block here, they take 7. Or, I mean, it's just a reason not to go for the kill. Yeah, if they have a trick, they're going to have to use it now, which change how I attack. They can place Shore Shark. I'm okay with that. Oh, they did that before attacks. Alright, so then again they block the 3 power creature and take 7. Yeah, I'm okay with trading Rescuer, then have a Granite Stinger in play. And this is a hard game to lose, I'm just trying not to mess it up. Keep this land. We'll just play that out. So, okay. Again, they didn't make us attack. They could have given us an opportunity to declare all these as attackers and then eat this 1/1 and trade here or something. So this deck that we're playing at 2-0 has 2 crustaceans. It's very interesting. I've never played crustacean outside of Slitherwisp shenanigans. Yeah, we're still passing here. We just have to draw a single cycling card. We have 2 Brushwags. So, I mean, I can not show them the Zenith Flare. What draws? I mean, they could just... How many cycling cards do I have left? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, there's 9 cards in my deck that if I draw them, I just win. Off Granite Stinger. Okay, I'm going to let my opponent keep showing me their deck, and I'm not going to show them the best card in mine. Sure. So that shows a ton of mutate so far. Okay. Sure. Alright. So I guess I didn't have to cycle that. Like I said, I could let them show me more stuff and I can just cycle whenever. Alright. Yeah. The only thing that I really think is that I could potentially cut the splash because they have a main deck wilt for Ominous Seas, but they only showed us one main deck wilt, and Ominous Seas is very good. I guess it's just good to not overinvest in Ominous Seas. What do I want to do this turn? I think I want to cast Drannith Healer. If they want to Essence Scatter, I'm happy. But the Essence Scatter's not in their hand. And I kind of like having some pressure in play once I start Snare Tacticianing. The Otter, sure. So I'm not going to play Snare Tactician here because I still suspect like a Dreamtail Heron or Wingspan Mentor or some way to get Thieving Otter through here, even if it's just a Migratory Greathorn. So I'd rather let them get the land and then get the Greathorn dead too. Comes in tapped. So yeah, so that's why I held up Flamesfill though, is because I assume they're going to do something to get their Otter through. And if I don't leave the Drannith Stinger back, then they don't have to do it. They can just do something else. So again, I hope they would play a 4th land and then play like Dreamtail Heron, but that was still good, and that was still what we were hoping would happen. Let's get in for our 2. Also, we get to hold up Fight as 1 to protect our Snare Tactician potentially now. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to stop you from spending your turn, hitting me for 4. That's a little annoying, because they can make a Hexproof. Yeah? That's a thing. Draw an awful lot of lands here. Would like to cycle this Vantasaur. Kind of want to cast the Vantasaur, although I don't think they're going to be attacking me with Terran. I'm going to cast, or just get out that land. Because I still have 2 to ditch to Cathartic Reunion. Those pass, we don't have good attacks. I have to decide if I'm going to cast this or not. So opponent only has 7 lands, not 8. And so I want to double block and then fight as 1. My Snare Tactician. That only gets blown out by the punch card in the set. Okay, so they attack with Terran too. Yeah, I feel like if they had the punch card, they would have been happy using it from Terran to Tactician. So that worked out exactly like we hoped it would. There's an Essence Symbiote. So yeah, I think I'm casting a 3/6 here. After hitting, of course. So our 3/6s can bounce. Really though, they shouldn't be attacking. We're ahead on damage. Okay, now they have that, so I need to snare tactician that. Which I need to do on their turn. Terran is a decent little card against snare tactician. Yep, we'll go ahead and tap down the 7/7, get another card deeper into our deck. We can Zenith Flare for maybe not quite 14, but a pretty decent number. Yeah, I mean, we'll let them go to combat. I'm just deciding if I would want to go for blood. Heat Bonder, I would want to go for blood. I don't have a full power creature, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not going to cycle it yet. That's a good reason not to have cycled it. Let them pass, so they're going to gain a life every turn. There's that crustacean. Does not have vigilance. So they're at the mercy of their draws. No. Alright. That's a good one. I don't feel like I should play it out though. Should I play it out? Title land. No, I'm not gonna cast this card. We're just getting closer and closer to Omniseas. Or not Omniseas. Well, Zenith Flare. Or more Snare Tacticians, or there's Zenith Flare. Zenith Flare's only for 3 right now. I guess I have 3 cycling cards right there in play. Why not just draw land, land, land? Alright, alright. See, I like Marmoset against Terran. Omniseas at this point in the game. Definitely better to cycle, I think. Cycle, tap, tap. If I tap, tap, I cycle, right, and draw another cycling card, tap, tap. This becomes a pretty decent attack. They're not attacking me, which I don't think they should be. Okay. Alright, so do I offer them... Yeah, I just want everything. This is just game, right? I always overthink these things. Because if they don't block Marmoset, then I have lethal in hand. Six, 8, 11, 13, 15. trigger does the last point. All right, that's it, right? We just got another 3-0. Wow, what a ride! I still the first match was the one that really dragged me at it. But awesome. So we went 3-0 with this red-white cycling deck with a couple blue sources for Ominous Seas. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day.